What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. In the Western world, there's still a lot of things that are considered to be taboo. One is interracial relationships. Two is, elements of sexuality. Use your imagination. And three, one thing that's really shocking is this whole dating outside of your age range. Now, let me just say this. Currently, right now, I'm in the continent of Africa, and this isn't taboo. It is quite normal to see an older man, let's say 15 or 20 years older than his wife. That's very true also in South America, Brazil, Argentina, places like that. But you know what is now being praised is older women with younger men. This is why Tandy Newton gets props. This is why Lala Anthony is getting props. And even Erykah Badu, who just got dumped by Jerron Atkinson, still gets props. But I noticed something when it comes to high value men or popular men that women find to be attractive, that if they are dealing with younger women, it's a big issue. Let's look at Melissa Ford, and I'm going to get to her in a second. Melissa Ford has a big problem with Leonardo DiCaprio dating 20-year-olds in his 50s, but doesn't have a problem, again, with Erykah Badu dating somebody like Jerron Atkinson, who's 27. And also for today's topic, Marques Houston, who was, like I said, a great singer in my opinion. I grew up listening to him, we're about the same age. He has a wife that is 22. She's 41. And they've celebrated 3 years of marriage. And the reason why they celebrated 3 years of marriage is because they got married when she was 19 or close to 18. Now, here's something that's, caught some people's, wind, right? So DeLorean says Marques Houston, 41, with wife of 22, celebrates 3 years of marriage, 10 years together. That would indicate that he was with her when she was 12. And obviously it's just not true, right? But because of that statement, Marques Houston has to come out and defend his love for his wife and how they met. But now, let me just kind of play something here that's very similar. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because people always want to demonize older men with younger women, especially in the black community. So this post from DeLorean is very similar, right? Basically trying to basically tarnish this guy for having a wife that he married legally. But I want to play this clip from this TikToker who also shares her experience of being with an older man. And this is the propaganda that's being pushed out here right now in the States.
I'm 33 years old, and when I was 23, I was with a partner that was 15 years older than me, by whom I had 2 children that I'm no longer with. I just want to briefly share some of the things that he would share with me, by which I was impressed by. Being told constantly that I'm not submissive, being reminded constantly that because he was 15 years older, then he knew better in every respect. Driving, buying groceries, pretty much anything and everything that we were ever participating in together or that I was doing, even when it was independent of him. Being constantly criticized for the way that I chose to wear my hair, wear my makeup, do my nails, clothes that I would purchase, the way that I would take care of my children, also in every single respect. Being constantly told that I was too loud, being told that I was a bad communicator, being told that I was overly dependent, being told that I did not use my resources properly to solve the problems that he himself had created in my own life. The impression that this make upon me when I did leave that relationship, do you ask? That I was unlovable, that I was unloving towards others, that I was pretty much a failure in that entire scenario, that there was nothing that I can ever do to satisfy a partner in my life. What was his greatest disappointment with me? He would oftentimes tell me that he did not understand how in the bed that I could measure up to him as a partner, but out of the bed that I could not. If you watch that entire video that I'm stitching, he goes on to compare women to being dogs. So if we go ahead and run with that analogy, when you get a young dog, that dog is a puppy. What is a puppy going to do? It's going to make a mess. It's not as well known. It needs to be trained. And that is what you are looking for. What these men don't understand is that when you do have a younger partner, there may be some things that that partner just does not understand or comprehend. then you all turn around and use those qualities that they may be lacking or working on building against them to break them down and make them dependent upon you. As a 33-year-old woman, the things that I am carrying, or the things that have now been impressed upon me by myself, is understanding that everybody's opinion of you has nothing to do with who you actually are. What many men that are my age in their mid-30s or later have a hard time understanding or comprehending, why women my age no longer want to be so consumed with their partner that they lose their own identity. If we're being very honest here, the issue is not the women that you are dating, the women that are in their 30s, the women that have learned how to fend and how to live for themselves, and for themselves, meaning for them. Once a man makes it now clear that he does not want me or he's no longer interested, it may be sad, I may cry, but guess what? I'm going to get immediately over it because now I have mastered detachment. And what you're upset about is that women in their 30s are probably not going to be chasing you down. If you're in your 20s, you're going to feel a lot more codependency to your partner. She goes on that interview to challenge him and says, so you want control? And he immediately says, no, I don't. Because we don't like to admit that that's the word that's being used or the scenario that's being played out here. But if you have a dog, if what you have is a puppy, a pet, then you indeed want control and you are being controlling over your partner. Men still do not understand the cycle of love begins with them. If they were just loving, caring, and understanding, then they would receive that back.
So with that being said, guys, this photo that we see of Marques Houston and his wife and daughter, this is out in Paris, all right? They're out in Paris celebrating their life together. And one of the reasons that people don't like this is, number one, she's a good looking lady. They're a good looking couple. He's 41, she's 22. And what is preferable is that a lot of men who are a little older, in their 40s or 50s, have no problem being with a woman that's younger. And now they're both Jehovah's Witnesses, which makes it even, easier for them to get married. But the issue is that why is Marques Houston not married to somebody 35 with 3 kids by 3 different guys? That's the issue. Because if he did that, you wouldn't have a problem with it. But the fact is that he's an older man. She's a beautiful woman. They have a child. You want to talk against that because you would rather see him be with a less submissive woman who already has 3 or 4 kids by maybe somebody else who could be on his level. Is that what you want? But the reality is this, is that that's not what a lot of successful guys want to deal with, all right? And Marques Houston had to come out and defend it. He was like, listen, these are rumors. I met my wife when she was, 17, but we didn't start dating until like a few years after that. And you're trying to make him look like he's an R. Kelly kind of guy, but he married the lady. They look good together. She's beautiful. And the problem is that whenever a man has resources and he's able to choose a woman that is, doesn't have what some folks would consider sexual baggage, you're down talking that. But I don't see women having that same smoke for Lala Anthony. I don't see women have that same smoke for Madonna or Tandy Newton or any of those other people that are out here dealing with these young guys. These young guys who can't, contribute, don't have anything. And, these ladies are making them like son husbands. Then y'all don't have nothing to say. Why don't y'all have nothing to say about that? Because how dare a black man have his stuff together and get what he actually wants? Because that's what's preferred. The guy, he dated all his life, he's celebrity all his life. He married somebody in his religion. He's not, he wifed her up. They are a married family. She's legal. But the demonization of the black man who wants to exercise his, options, like sisters want to exercise their options, it's always a problem. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.